We've come a long way through paradoxes and poetry, through silence and subversion. We've walked the spiral path of the Tao, not to arrive at answers, but to remember the right questions. Why are we seeing what we're seeing? What message is the universe trying to whisper beneath the noise? Why are we drawn to this teaching, this search, this moment? Are we choosing our direction, or is it being chosen for us? This final chapter doesn't offer closure, it offers clarity. It strips away the performance of virtue, the seduction of credentials, the addiction to argument. It reminds us that true wisdom is not what we collect, but what we release. That real benevolence is not what we declare, but what we embody, quietly, consistently, without need for applause. True words are not beautiful. Beautiful words are not true. Those who argue are not good. Those who know are not learned. The learned do not know. The sage does not accumulate for themselves. The more they do for others, the more they possess. The more they give to others, the more they gain. The way of heaven benefits all without harm. The way of the sage is to act without contention. This final chapter is a masterstroke, a summary of the entire Taoist path that turns conventional wisdom on its head. It dismantles the very foundations of ego and societal status. Let's start with the paradoxes. True words are not beautiful. Beautiful words are not true. This is not an attack on poetry, but on persuasion. Flowery language, slick marketing, and political rhetoric are often designed to obscure the truth, to manipulate rather than to inform. The raw, honest truth is often simple, direct, and uncomfortable. It doesn't need ornamentation. Think of a doctor saying, "This will hurt," versus a salesman making empty promises. A good person does not argue. Those who argue are not good. This isn't about avoiding difficult conversations. It's about the energy behind the debate. The truly virtuous person, grounded in the Tao, has no inner compulsion to prove they are right. Their actions embody their goodness. The one who argues aggressively for their own virtue is often compensating for its absence within. Their energy is one of contention, not compassion. Those who know are not learned. The learned do not know. This is the ultimate critique of intellectual arrogance. The person who truly knows understands the limitless depth of the Tao and remains humble, aware of their own ignorance. The learned person, burdened by books and dogma, often mistakes their accumulated data for genuine understanding, closing themselves off the living, experiential truth that can never be fully captured in words. The chapter then moves from critique to profound prescription for action. The sage does not accumulate for themselves. The more they give to others, the more they gain. This is the economics of the Tao. In a universe of cyclical energy, hoarding creates stagnation and spiritual death. Giving is not a loss, it is an act of circulation. By giving, you align with the natural flow of life, which invariably returns energy in unexpected forms. This is the practical application of the way of heaven benefits all without harm. The sun shines on all without picking favorites. The sage acts the same way, contributing to the world without the need to control, claim, or contend. Across cultures, this wisdom echoes. The path of impeccability begins with awareness. The Toltec warrior gives without attachment, speaks without manipulation, and walks with silent intent. The Greek sage taught that all things move, and that resistance breeds suffering. Yielding is not weakness, it is alignment. Jungian integration teaches that wholeness comes not from accumulation, but from embracing shadow, releasing persona, and returning to the self. From mutual aid to open source knowledge, modern communities are rediscovering the Tao's truth. Circulation is strength. Hoarding is decay. This is not just philosophy, it's a blueprint for liberation. We apply it by living lives that breathe, by speaking only what serves, by giving without keeping score, by refusing to be baited into battles that drain our spirit, by asking always, is this mine to carry? Is this mine to stay? Is this mine to chase? Let this be your last lesson and your first step forward. You don't need to sound wise. You need to see clearly. You don't need to argue for your goodness. You need to live it. You don't need to accumulate. You need to circulate. You don't need to be pushed. You need to choose. In that choosing, in that letting go, in that quiet return to the root, you will find you have gained everything.